NBA regular season in the books, and a play-in matchup set, the Warriors have an opportunity to do the unthinkable. But in order for them to win an NBA championship this season, it would have to be done as a 10th seed. Now, the majority of the NBA world has already written them off as fodder, but I believe the Warriors can pull off a magical run. Now, before we get into the Warriors-Kings play-in preview, let's take a look at the matchups out west right quick. At the 4-5 matchup, we got Clippers-Mavs. That's going to be a good one for sure. I think I'm leaning Mavs for that matchup, but I can see it going 7 games. At the 3-6 matchup, we got the Timberwolves versus Suns. Another good one. The Wolves have had a great season. Anthony Edwards is a guy, but I predict the Suns taking this series as a 6th seed. My reasoning? The Suns have the best player in the series in KD, with Devin Booker arguably being the second best. Between him and Ant, it could be either one on any given night. And then you have Beal as a third option. I think in the end, they just have too much shot making for the Wolves to deal with. Moving on to OKC as a 1 seed, they're waiting on whoever plays themselves into the 8th seed from the play-in. If the Warriors take care of business in the play-in and win 2 road games, it'll be Warriors-OKC as a 1-8 matchup. The Lakers play the Pelicans as a 7-8 seed. I got the Lakers winning their play-in game, so I'm predicting the Nuggets-Lakers series as a 2-7 matchup. Alright, now that the stage is set, let's get to the Warriors-Kings preview. First off, a quick recap of the Warriors season. The Warriors finished the regular season 46-36. 10 games above 500. Based off how the season started, that's not bad. They were 4 wins away from a 50-win season, and I think it's safe to say the Warriors clear that if Draymond didn't sabotage the season with his antics that got him suspended, on top of all the games he got ejected from. Between that and Clay, Wiggins, and Looney playing like absolute trash the first half of the season, and all the blown games choked away in the fourth quarter, combined with Kerr's inability to make the proper adjustments fast enough, the Warriors easily tricked off at least 4 games. But hey, it is what it is. What's important is that the Warriors are playing their best basketball of the season right now. In their last 42 games since January 24th, which is when they came back from their 9-game layoff after the tragic passing of Warriors assistant coach Decky, Golden State has been one of the best teams in the league with a +6 net rating, which is 4th in the league in that span. The only 3 teams that had a higher net rating was the Celtics with a +13, the Wolves at a +7.4, and OKC at a +6.8. That's not bad. Also, in that span, they have a top 10 offense, number 5, and a top 10 defense, number 8. A team that's top 10 on both sides of the ball is a good indication of a championship caliber team. And it's not like this is some small sample size. 42 games is a little more than half the season. So Golden State has legit been one of the 5 best teams for more than half the season now. A quick recap of the Kings season. They finished the regular season 46-36 as well. But unlike the Warriors, they definitely aren't peaking at the right time. In their last 20 games, they've barely been playing 500 basketball with a 10-10 record. They did manage to split the season series with the Warriors 2-2, but those games came mostly in the first half of the season before the Warriors started playing their best basketball. Now, getting into how these teams match up, let's go over a few advantages the Warriors have over the Kings. The first one being the Warriors probably guard Sabonis better than any team in the league. Between Draymond and Looney, you couldn't ask for a better tandem to shut down Sabonis. We saw it firsthand in their first round series last season. Draymond and Looney punked Sabonis. They took his lunch money every game of that series. Sabonis is on a max contract, and he straight up got outplayed by Kevon Looney. Come on, bro. Between Draymond, Looney, and now TJD, the Warriors have plenty of bodies to wear down Sabonis. Next advantage. The Kings lack the length, athleticism, and physicality defensively to make the Warriors uncomfortable. Steph, Clay, Wiggins, and Kuminga should all have a field day attacking the Kings relentlessly. Not only is their point of attack defense trash, they also don't have a rim protector behind them. Sabonis is food at the rim. The third advantage the Warriors have in this series is that the Kings lost Kevin Huerter and Malik Monk to injuries. That's a huge part of their rotation gone. Malik was easily their second best guard when it comes to getting to the rim and generating offense for himself and others. I mean, just looking back at the Warriors-Kings series last year, Monk terrorized the Warriors. His first step was giving us trouble. Without his rim pressure and ability to bomb from 3, the Kings offense is a lot less dynamic. And although Kevin Huerter doesn't really play well against the Warriors, he's still a big loss for the Kings due to how important he is to their half-court offense, especially as a spacer with his off-ball movement. They run him off a lot of screens, and even if he's not hitting shots that game, he still garners the attention of the defense, which opens up things for his teammates because of his threat to get hot from 3. So now with 2 of the Kings' best shooters not available, guarding Fox is a lot more doable with less shooters around him. And that loss of depth means their stars, Fox and Sabonis, can't afford to have a subpar game. Either of them do, it's wraps. Now let's talk about X factors in this matchup. The number 1 X factor is TJD. Trace wasn't a part of the rotation in the games the Warriors played sack this season. In fact, Trace only played a total of 4 minutes and 41 seconds versus the Kings this season. With the way I predict Mike Brown is going to guard Steph by selling out and bringing traps all game, having TJD as a release valve offensively would be huge. TJD, Wiggins, Clay, Kuminga, and GP2 are all going to be counted on as play finishers when Steph is doubled. But back to TJD specifically, his rim protection and athleticism in the front court changes the chessboard for this matchup. He's someone the Kings are going to have to account for, or he's going to kill them at the rim all game. The Kings don't have the athleticism to execute a trapping scheme against Steph, while also taking away TJD's looks at the rim, opened up by the amount of defensive attention Steph commands. I expect Trace to have a really solid game. The next X factor is Klay Thompson. Hey, shout out to Klay, man. 77 out of 82 games played, a few years removed from suffering back-to-back ACL and Achilles injuries, to only miss 5 games at age 34. That's ridiculously impressive, and you can tell it's something he's proud of, rightfully so. And even more impressive is how good he's been the last few months of the season. In his last 15 games, Klay's averaging 21 points per game, shooting 48% from the field and 40% from 3 on 10 attempts per game, with a +6 net rating. Killer Klay's officially back, and playing as good as you can realistically hope for a guy his age coming back from the injuries that he did. With Klay back playing at this level, I don't see how the Kings have enough defensive personnel to account for him and Steph, so Klay is my second X factor. My third X factor is Steve Kerr. Look, I'm gonna be honest, I think Steve's had a terrible coaching season. The main reason being how slow he's been to make adjustments. His sense of urgency wasn't anywhere near where it needed to be for a team in this position. It took him way too long to pull Looney from the starting lineup when it was obvious he was cooked. It took him way too long to pull Sarge from the rotation when it was obvious his defense was so bad he was a negative. It took him way too long to trust Kuminga, and it took him way too long to start TJD. All these delayed decisions that were obvious to everyone but him easily cost the Warriors a handful of games, which could have helped them avoid the play-in. When you combine that with the amount of games they choked with leads in the fourth, and the head-scratching 3 and even 4 guard lineup decisions, you will see how subpar the Warriors' coaching was this season. In order for the Warriors to win 2 straight road games to escape the play-in, Kerr is going to have to coach his ass off. If he's out there getting out-coached, the Warriors are going home. In a one-game elimination, they don't have the margin of error to overcome terrible coaching. So hopefully, Steve's locked in as much as we expect the players to be. My fourth and final X factor is Wardell Stephen Curry. At the end of the day, the Warriors are the best player in the series, and Sacramento lacks the point of attack defense to slow him down. Keon Ellis has turned himself into a solid defender. Davion Mitchell and Keegan Murray are both solid on-ball defenders as well. But come on, bro, let's be for real. Can't none of those dudes hold 30. It's barbecue chicken no matter who you put on them, which is why I think Mike Brown is going to trap Steph the whole game. Just try and get the ball out of his hands and dare others to beat him. The others just got to be ready. My prediction for the play-in is Warriors over Kings by 7 points. I expect it to be a close game through 3 quarters, with the Warriors pulling away late in the fourth. I also got the Lakers over the Pelicans, which sets up a Warriors versus Pelicans play-in for the 8th seed to match up against OKC. I think the Warriors win that game too and knock off OKC in 6. But let's not get too ahead of ourselves. They gotta handle little brother, the Sacramento Kings. Unfortunately for Kings fans, there will be no beam lit in Sacktown Tuesday night. Anyways, that's all I got for y'all. If you enjoyed the content, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications to keep up with your boy. I'm gonna be covering the entire playoffs, so make sure you're tapped in. I'll holler at you on the next one. Peace.